10 movies that will make you feel the dust of war in your lungs and bring the most striking moments of history to the screen. These masterpieces waiting for you in Netflix's 2025 catalog are full of true stories that push the limits of courage, sacrifice, and the human spirit. I'm Burak, and here are those 10 magnificent productions that will keep war movie fans locked on the screen. How did these women change the course of history? One of the most inspiring yet forgotten stories of World War II, the 88th Male Battalion. This all-black, all-female unit was sent to Europe to deliver lost letters to soldiers at the front. But this mission is not just about delivering letters. Fighting against racism, gender discrimination, and the devastating effects of war, these women are the unsung heroes of history. Based on true events, this production takes the viewer on an emotional and intellectual journey.
Lose.
The winds are shifting. And you can't fight it this time.
How can one man defy an entire army? One of the most interesting and rebellious stories of the American Civil War. Newton Knight's Fight for Freedom. Brought to life by Matthew McConaughey's magnificent performance, Knight is a farmer who rebels against slavery and injustice. Taking up arms to establish a free state in Mississippi, Knight and his followers wage a relentless struggle against both the Confederate Army and the system of slavery. The movie is not only a war story, but also an epic of humanity's quest for justice and freedom.
You'll be able to face anything.
So how was this battle, the turning point for the United States in World War II, won? The most critical naval battle of World War II? Midway. Roland Emmerich's big budget production captures this great clash in the Pacific. The daring struggle of pilots and sailors to stop the Japanese fleet throws the viewer right into the middle of the battle with scenes based on real events. The movie is not only a feast of action, but also a story of strategy, courage, and sacrifice. In particular, the air battles and aircraft carrier scenes are considered among the most impressive battle sequences in the history of cinema.
War does, a lot more people gotta die.
Well, you know we do get $1.35 a day, right?
Best job I ever had.
Best job I ever had.
Best job I ever had.
But how hard can a tank crew's survival instinct be? It's the wonderfully simple war movie that everyone has heard of, or seen a snippet of. One of the most dramatic tank battles of World War II. Fury. The Fury crew, commanded by Brad Pitt, fight to retain their humanity as they advance into the heart of Nazi Germany. While the movie shows the brutal face of war through the eyes of a tank crew, it also delves deep into human psychology. Especially the last 20 minutes are considered one of the most realistic war scenes in the history of cinema.
Why? We've got orders to cross here.
That is the German front line.
If we're not clever about this, no one will get to your brother.
This movie, which you will watch in one breath, tells the story of a life and death struggle in real time. Get ready to watch the most striking moments of World War I in a single shot. 1917 tells the story of two young soldiers' struggle to get behind enemy lines to save thousands of lives. Directed by Sam Mendes, this masterpiece combines with Roger Deakins' Oscar-winning cinematography to immerse the viewer in the trenches. The film is not only a war story, but also a cinematic experience that skillfully blends time, space, and tension.
We're gonna die out here.
We're not dying!
How much pain can a captured person endure? From Olympic champion to prisoner of war, the incredible life story of Louis Zamperini. Directed by Angelina Jolie, this movie shows how one man overcomes his physical and mental limits. Zamperini survives 47 days at sea after his plane crashes in World War II. But the real struggle begins in a Japanese prison camp. After surviving a plane crash, Zamperini is tortured for a long time in a Japanese prison camp. However, he does not give up under any circumstances. The movie is a moving story about the resilience of the human spirit and the power of hope.
Its soldiers unseen, pray. Its heroes unsung. This is our war.
How did one corpse save the lives of thousands of soldiers? The most extraordinary espionage operation in history, Operation Mincemeat. The Allies used the corpse of a dead soldier to deceive the Nazis. A man's corpse is thrown into the sea, armed with forged documents to deceive the enemy. But the question is, how effective will this trap be? With performances by Colin Firth and Matthew McFadyen, this true story tells of a lie that changed the fate of war. The movie shows how strategy, intelligence, and human intelligence are used in war, while at the same time keeping the audience glued to the screen with scenes full of suspense.
We will not leave until the problem is solved.
Well, I'd love to say I'm here to fight for freedom.
Behind the scenes of the Iraq War, Sandcastle. Starring Henry Cavill, this movie tells the story of the struggle to control water resources through the eyes of a young soldier. Trying to protect a village, the soldiers are forced to fight the enemy as well as the locals. The movie depicts the senseless destruction of war and the internal conflicts of the soldiers in a simple language, while at the same time revealing the helplessness of humanity in the face of war. So, what was the real victory of the war for a water well? The answer is in Sandcastle. The Hunt for Osama bin Laden. Zero Dark 30. CIA agent Maya's 10-year pursuit of Osama bin Laden is reflected on the screen with scenes full of tension. Jessica Chastain's Oscar-nominated performance leads the audience into the dark corridors of the fight against terrorism. A movie full of suspense and action, Zero Dark 30 goes beyond an espionage story, questioning the deeper issues of security, ethics, and warfare of states and individuals. The atmosphere of the movie makes the viewer feel not only an agent driven by the pursuit of a target, but also the global dimensions of war. So, how was the most famous operation in history actually planned? The answer is in Zero Dark 30.
What have you got? I seem to have stepped on a landmine.
Why'd you do something like that?
What do you got?
Lieutenant here seems to have found himself on top of an unexploded mine.
Why would you do that?
You all been spending too much time together.
War has always been known for destroying people's lives, lands, and cities. But the Monuments Men shows us another side. A war during World War II, when the Nazis attempted to steal not only people, but also the most precious treasures of our culture. But a group of brave men, a team of museum experts and historians, risk everything to save these works of art. Imagine the works of Picasso, Van Gogh, and Michelangelo are in danger of disappearing. Can these men bring back these lost pieces of history? And will we allow our past to disappear? You will discover the answers to these questions as you watch. These films show the brutal face of war and remind us of human resilience. Have you decided which one to watch first? Leave your favorite in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.